we did the DAP. We planted the DAP, fertilizers. And then after 1 month, we did the top dressing with the CAN. Again, the agronomic practices on sunflower. Sunflower is rather easy to manage on the insects and pests. We used imidacloprid, that was Defender, to control most of the aphids which were started to appear. That was done just 1 month after planting. So if you can look at the stand, generally the stand is not uniform because we had to do some gapping in that the germination was not 100% for this particular variety. So yeah, so we did some refilling. That's also called gapping. So it tells you that even some of these seeds, the germination before you plant, although they're right, sometimes you may not achieve that 100% germination capacity. So as for this, usually the fluorescence, this is usually a composite. The fluorescence for this is in that you get several inflorescences in it. There are many flowers. If you look at one that is already open, maybe perhaps this one. So this is a composite in that you got several inflorescences, several flowers, anthers and stigmas in here. So you'll have several seeds that are coming up. So for breeding purposes, normally they do it in a bulk, in that you do this all together. So you don't select a single inflorescence when doing the breeding work. So much of that on how the crossing is done, when we'll go to Karonjoro, they'll be able to tell you that specifically, especially this and even for the pearl millet, how they do it, because it's a composite and usually it's very difficult to deal with each flower single. Yeah. The major pest for this usually is just the birds. The birds, they can destroy a whole stand population for the sunflower. But otherwise it is very easy to manage and harvest, you are able to get something. So we go to okay, so we go to pearl millet. You appreciate because we have the diseases to look at. It's green gram again, it is not usually adapted to very high altitude areas.
Like soya.
So that is why it has not flowered.
It looks like soya.
Yeah, it resembles like soya, but soya is on the other side. On the other side again, this is the same maize. We are here. This is simsim, the simsim plant.
Yes.
I remember how it looked like. Usually this is mostly insect pollinated across. I see there is a tag here, perhaps... this one I was making for the damage by the
anthers.
Oh, I thought they were insects.
No, they are the anthers.
But then they are such deeper indentations. So they are made by one of the beetles we call the Cystitis weevil. And it is a general defoliator. So it feeds on a wide range of crops. So the Cystitis weevil. So that's what I had marked here. And then... maybe unless we see
these two.
Titus.
No, they will.
What kind of disease?
Yeah. Yeah, I think here.
And the rooting system.
No, it's damaged. And it's damaged there.
Yeah.
For the leaves.
Here, you see the leaves are kind of wilting. So it might be a fusarium wilt or a bacterial wilt. Might be fusarium wilt, but if it's not all, it might be a fusarium wilt. So you have to go and do some isolation in the lab for you to determine the causal agent of the wilt.
Okay.
Yeah.
What if we don't have a lab?
Put a clean water in there, get a blade, just cut. I don't have a blade here. Just cut a wedge.
Oh, sorry. Here, I think it's one of those seedling, like the dumping off.
Oh, yeah.
Is there the black?
That's the dumping off.
Yeah. This is also dumping off. You see the blackening in this thing. It's a black root lot. Yeah. The black root rot. So cause of agent, mostly the dumping off might be caused by the Rhizoctonia or Pythium. Yeah, or Sclerotinia. Yeah. Yeah. So, as I was telling you, if you want to determine and you don't have a lab, make a...
So this is where we're talking, we call this condition dead heart. So the heart of the plant dies, and then once it does that, from the base of the plant, you get what we call tillers. So there will be some new shoots coming from the base. So when you have this damage by the shoot fly, then you get the tillers to compensate the plant. So you'll get more than one plant from, like now you can look at this one at the base here. So you have so many. This one is dying, this one is dying, the others are fresh. So you keep having new shoots.
But
because of
We have barley here.
Okay.
And then we should be able to distinguish between barley and wheat. Yeah?
But there is contamination.
Yes.
Of wheat.
That's why it's very important to do your removal of off types. This one is not, this is wheat, but then we have barley. And there's a very clear distinction between barley here and then wheat is on the other plot. But wheat is not usually adapted in a place like this with very low temperatures, yeah? As opposed to the barley. Much of the crossing will be seen when you go to the field on Friday, yeah? Because of time.
They look alike almost.
Yeah.
They look alike, but they're
They
different.
look alike, but the clear one is this.
The
Barley
ons.
is 2 raw ons. Wheat is confused everything. But, so pick the wheat.
It's very organized.
Pull it out.
There's wheat
But
there.
this one is very organized, you know?
Yeah.
It's 2 raw ons, that side and that. But this one is right round. The ons are right around. And I can see the Septorium nodorum here. Where are you? The Septorium nodorum here. Yesterday I was showing you in there. So that's the two you differentiate very easily. 2 raw and the other. Because sometimes morphologically, the leaves you can be struggling unless it's a crop you are working with all the time.
Yes.
Yes. So can we be moving?
Yes, you move out now.
With banana, Sigatoka, the disease, and the cause agent, Mycosporella musicola. So as you can see, we have 2 types. We can have the black Sigatoka and the yellow one. The tissues around here, for the black, they will be black. The tissue around here. For the yellow one, the tissues around will be yellow. Okay. So, okay. This is a mosaic. This is the crop is a sunflower. As you can see, mosaic. This is mosaic. Those are shades of dark green, light green, and yellow. Yeah, time is not on our side, so that's why.
It's not level, huh?
This one is sunflower. These are leaf spots. Leaf spots, cause agent, alternaria. Cause the alternaria leaf spots. Leaf spots. Leaf spots. These are leaf spots. These are leaf spots. The crop is cowpea, caused by Septoria pigenicola. We are moving fast, and this thing is coming out. Beans. These are this is rust. These are bean rust. If you have a look at the back side of the leaf, you'll be able to see some brownish pustules in the underside of the leaf. Yeah, the labels are there. So this is also beans. The disease is a common bacterial blight of beans. As you can see, there is this blightening here on the surface of the leaves. Yeah. And this is angular leaf spots. Angular leaf spots. You can see the necrotic part is being restricted into the veins. It's not going beyond the veins. So it appears like angular kind of. This is Coledotrichum. Coledotrichum on beans, but this time around on leaves. Sometimes it appears in the stems and also in the pods. They are sunken, then giving some kind of pinkish. We have also mosaic in beans. mosaic. As we have talked, those shades of black, dark green, light green, and yellow. And sometimes, if you can't see the distinctive areas, then it becomes a mottle. This is also a mosaic, golden yellow mosaic. You see, it's yellowish, golden yellow mosaic. Yeah, this is pigeon pea mosaic. Pigeon pea leaf spots caused by Mycosphaera. The cause agent is there. This is cassava. That was golden yellow mosaic virus. This was cassava. The symptoms here were not very clear. These are leaf spots, Sarcospora leaf spots. Sarcospora leaf spots. This is also mosaic on cassava. Yeah. Mosaic. So sorghum rust. We said rust. The back side of the leaf, you will see some brownish pastures. Another leaf blight.
But you must also on that, we must be having Coleotrichum on that.
On this one.
Sorghum.
Yeah.
They tend to be together.
Oh, okay. So we have this is a northern leaf blight. You see there is this blightening here, and then it's kind of runs along the fence, and it's not sometimes restricted along the fence. It can spread. The same is the same, but this is on maize, this is on sorghum. The symptoms are similar. Sugarcane mosaic virus. Sugarcane mosaic virus is related to the MLN. The two viruses, one of them is, the other one I think is dwarf mosaic, maize dwarf. This is gray, but it might be contaminated with Coleotrichum. Gray leaf spot, some parallel. The blight runs parallel to the leaves, but mostly this might be Coleotrichum. But as we said, you have to isolate for you to be sure. This is also the same. This is a gray leaf spot. This is gray.
We have already seen it.
Oh, you've seen it, yeah.
We had a typical symptom here. This is the typical rectangular. It moves.
This was the barley. There is the blight here, the fusarium. Yeah, the head scab.
The head.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the President, can you come here?